Good evening, everybody. My name is Trevor Thompson, and I'm a regional kayak fishing team member for Jackson Kayak. Today I've got something a little unique that Jackson Kayaks asked me to do on their behalf. I've got my wife's Staxx in front of me, and it's your typical wreck boat, sit on top, really nice and easy run and gun type of boat. Jackson Kayak, on their website, they have a fishing kit for this boat where you can turn it into a nice little fishing rig. And that's what our game plan is today. We're going to unbox this, show you guys how to install this fishing kit. There's deck pads, there's mesh pockets for the back. It comes with all the hardware, drill, Allen key, and shouldn't take us too long. I've never done one before, but we're going to unbox this, go through the process, and show you guys how to turn your Staxx fishing boat into an ultimate little fishing rig. Okay, so we've unboxed it, and inside the kit, instructions, super easy to follow. Just read them through. If you're not great with hand tools, just follow the instructions. They're easy to read, step by step, and you can't go wrong reading these instructions. Also, in here we've got, like I had said, the 2 mesh pockets for the back. We've got the 12-inch rails, aluminum rails, not plastic rails, for the front. A transducer cover, we'll show that to you at the end, goes underneath. 2 small 3-inch aluminum gear track, that'll go on the back. All the hardware, so you got your screws, your nuts, Allen key, and a drill bit. The drill bit's going to be really important. And lastly, your marine mat pads that's going to go on the deck. We'll clean that off and show you how to install them. For this installation, the only really thing you need of your own, a cordless drill and a Phillips head screwdriver. Other than that, I've got myself some rubbing alcohol that I'm going to use to clean the surface of the deck where the mats are going to go down. The boat's already quite clean right now. It's only seen the water once, and I always clean my boats after we get off the water. But it never hurts just to give it a little rub without rubbing alcohol, and a wiping rag or some sort of cloth, whatever works for you. Let it dry, and the boat's warm right now, so the adhesive will adhere really good to this deck. So let's get after it. Okay, so with this installation, like I said, it comes with a drill bit. Use this supplied drill bit that comes in the package. It's a 5/16, and right here you're going to see 4 little indents. It's typical on the opposing side as well too. All you're going to do is put the drill in your drill bit, tighten up your chuck, and you're going to drill out these 4 indents. Now, I've drilled lots of holes in plastic boats, and what you find with the drill is on plastic, it'll grab it and want to pull it in. So don't allow that to happen. You want to resist that because you don't want to go right through the opposite side of your hole. So I just start in, spinning slowly, and you'll see as soon as I turn it, it starts grabbing. You don't need a lot of pressure. That's it. That's 1 hole. You'll see as it goes through, it wants to pull in really hard, so you got to almost hold the drill back. And then the other holes. That's it. Okay, so I just emptied the bag out here, and essentially all you're gonna need is these little screws. These are what is gonna go right into the plastic. That's gonna bite into the plastic. And then after you're done that, we're gonna screw these with these plastic bushings into that and secure it tight, just like you'll see there. So we'll go get after that and catch up with you when we're all done this process. So this one's not 100% tight yet, and these little screws have shoulders on them. Once you get it just about in, just snug them up until this shoulder bottoms out on the plastic. Doesn't need to be super tight. It won't back out on you. So as you can see, the 4 bushings are in on this side. We got the 4 in on that side. Just snug them up like I was saying. Now all we're gonna do is take the screw that it comes with, insert it into this bushing, screw them into there till it bottoms out on that plastic. Really simple. This isn't a job you need to be a mechanic or a carpenter or anything to do. Anybody can do this. Follow those instructions. It's super, super easy. Like I say, not too tight. Just snug it up. If these back out in time, which they may, if you're trailering your boat or if it's on top of your truck rack or something like that, they may back out in time. My recommendation is just a little bit of blue or red Loctite in these threads. Take them out. Just a tiny little dab will stop them from backing out. But at the beginning of every year, it's always a good reminder anyways to check all the screws in your boats at the beginning of the year, throughout the year. Make sure everything's snugged up. So now these are installed. Next, we just got to put on these mesh pads. All you got to do is, there's 4 bungee, it's all in unison, comes around. All you got to do is pull out the bungee, wrap it around. Wrap it around there, and do the same thing on this side. Pull it out, wrap it around, and there you go. Now my only recommendation to you guys is to, if you're trailering these or whatever it may be, don't leave these on your trailer or on your car top or whatever you're doing. These could possibly fall off during traveling, so I recommend taking them off, maybe putting them in the day hatch of the front, at the front of the boat. So we just finished installing the mesh pockets. Now we're going to move on to the gear track. 2 little 3-inch strips at the back. We'll start with the 12-inch ones at the front. Now what you'll see when you get your boat is it's going to come with little plastic screws inside where the pockets of where the gear track goes. We're going to remove those, discard them. You don't need them for anything. In that kit, we're provided with stainless steel screws. They are a Phillips head. Same hardware you use for the mesh pockets at the back. This is how we're going to attach our rails in there. And we're just going to do it with a hand screwdriver. And this screw will nicely bite into the plastic and hold those rails good and firm. Okay, so first we'll just remove all 3 of these screws. These are just plastic screws. So, and they're not really of much value, so you can just get rid of them after you remove them. Okay, now like I say, we got our aluminum track. This is top load track as well too. Nice thing about aluminum track, it's not going to twist on you like plastic track does. So this fits perfectly in here. The pattern perfectly matches up the existing holes. And we're just going to use these 3 screws for that rail. That's what's going to hold that rail down to the gunnel of the boat. So start with the middle one first. Now, my background of what I do for a living is as a machinist. I would never just put 1 screw in and tighten it up all the way. I would just start it, get it secured in there, then do the next one. Get them all in there secured. Once they're all in, then you can position the rail in place so that it looks as aesthetically appealing to you as you like to see. See, it moves a little bit, you have some freedom. So it looks good right there. I'm happy with it. I'm sure my wife will be too. And now I'll snug them up. These screws are designed to bite into plastic. Now some people will use a drill with a Phillips head bit on it. I don't recommend that. Even myself, I was going to. Using a hand screwdriver, you can feel it bite into the plastic and not over tighten it, because you can easily strip these out of the plastic. That's good. That rail's not going anywhere. Okay, now the back track, same thing. This time only 2 little screws are a little closer together. Again, we're just going to discard these plastic screws. They're really of no use to you. Put the gear track in, lines up perfectly with those already pre-drilled holes. Grab 2 screws. Again, just start 1 screw in, don't tighten it all the way down. And put the next one in. Give yourself ability to move it around, position it how it looks the best to you. So we got the gear track on, the 2 little 3-inch back ones, or 12-inch ones at the front with our screws. We've already mounted on an Omega rod holder with the lock and load base. Holds really good and secure. If you're not familiar with these, T-nut, back it off, and you just quickly slide it in there, snug it down, attach your rod holder. So we're just about on our way and completed rigging up the Staxx. Next, clean off the deck of the boat and install our deck pads. All right, so I'm just gonna clean this surface off. You can see there's a little bit of dirt on here. All I've got is some real simple rubbing alcohol. Shop towel rag from my garage. And the boat's nice and warm. You don't wanna do this in cold weather. And I'm just gonna get this rag really good and damp. And I'm just gonna clean this entire surface. Any grit and grime, anything that's on here. You want it super clean so the adhesive on the back of the mat sticks. It's actually quite dirty, and that's a clean boat. So we just finished rubbing down the deck of the boat with rubbing alcohol. It's pretty well dry already. Like I say, the boat's warm, so we're good to start putting these deck mats on. One thing I want to mention, and I just noticed, it says right here, big and fluorescent yellow-green, store marine mats flat for extended periods of time. So my recommendation to you guys, when you get this fishing kit, open it up right away and make sure that these are nice and flat, because if they have been compromised in any ways, you're gonna have a lot of issues installing them. If they do come like that, compromised, and they have a little bit of a bow in them, put them on a flat surface, put some heavy books or anything heavy underneath it, and it'll probably conform back to how it needs to be. So we'll quickly open these up, and again, super simple. Follow the instructions. It tells you how to peel off the backing. You've essentially got a left and a right, and it goes around that day hatch right there, and it fits really nicely in here, and it really adds to this boat. So we'll start working on that and give you guys some close-ups. Okay, so make sure your hands aren't dirty for this as well too. You don't want any dirt on the back of your hands and touching the back of the adhesive. Peels off real simple. This is really sticky, you guys, so you want to try to pinch it so your fingers aren't on that adhesive. So some people are going to do it where they'll just pull some of the adhesive back. I'm going to pull it all back because I like to live on the dangerous side, I guess, a little bit. So I laid it out first with the white paper on the back, how I was going to approach this. My plan is just to line these two radiuses up with these scupper holes. And I'll start with the middle one and place it down there just on edge to where I want it to be. So I can see that one's out just a little bit. I'll move it down just a tiny bit more. This is my wife's boat, so I want to make sure it's perfect. I think that should be good. Have it. I can still lift it up if I want to. I'm happy with that. I'll just push this down. A couple spots. Looks okay to me. That's it. Now, if you get any holes or it's got air bubbles underneath it or anything like that, you can just keep pushing it out. You can sometimes work it out the ends, but if you just can't and you see an obvious air bubble, just grab like a pin, sewing pin, just poke the area, and then the air will escape from there, and then you'll be able to get any air bubbles out. But my recommendation would be just to use some force with your hands, push this down really good, make sure it sticks. Just keep working it a little bit. Now we'll do the next side. Okay, so deck pads are installed. It looks really good. Totally changes the look of this boat. It looks really, really just classy. Now last, we've got our transducer cover plate. That's underneath the boat. Now, I'm gonna show you guys how to put it on. 4 holes here, really simple. We'll take out the screws and put this on. So if you're gonna run a transducer permanently on this boat, this will protect it from any rocks or anything it's going to be on. Now, you won't be able to really use side scan because it's not going to sit further down. Just for demonstration purposes though, I'm going to put this on to show you guys how to do it. After, I'm going to take it off because my wife uses hers on the side because she fishes multiple boats, but we'll put this on and show you guys how it looks underneath there too. So as you guys can see, it's 4 screws here. Again, it's a Phillips head. All I'm gonna do, so it's actually quite a big cavity that'll accept quite a large transducer. So that's kind of nice. So I'll undo these 4 screws. Okay, screws are out. Can really only go one way. You can see it nicely will cover up any transducer that's in there. So I just started the screws a little bit easier so I could find the notches. It just kind of sits in a little bit better. So I just started two of the screws. That way I can feel it. Then I can just start it in. Makes it a little bit easier installation. Okay, so there it is. The transducer's cover is installed. You got lots of room for your transducer, room underneath there, and it'll protect it from any rocks, debris, logs, whatever you might be floating down rivers or streams, or just coming up onto shore. So That's pretty much it for the installation. This really transformed this boat, I think, into a really nice fishing machine. As you can see, the deck pads really accent the boat. Fishing rod holders are on. All we really got to do is add your rods, add a couple kits at the back to put your tackle in, nicely secured by those rods. Add a paddle, and most importantly, add a PFD and go fishing. So thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it was valuable to you, and gives you the opportunity to purchase a Jackson Kayak Staxx boat. Contemplate adding the fishing kit to it. Whether you're much of an angler or not, I think this is a really good added value to this boat. It's affordable and gets you out on the water and fishing with pretty much everything you need right here. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.